y'all. Gonna run through all these follow-ups. Hopefully you can hear me in the headphones. So when the audio is coming in, you will not be able to hear the lead. Go ahead and say that right up front, just in case anybody thinks that they will. Got a comment on the last one saying that they would prefer to hear the lead. And I agree, you know what I mean? But I'm not going to sacrifice like the quality of the phone call just to have it come through the speaker on my computer. I know there's probably ways to go about it, but I'm also not going to sacrifice my time trying to figure that out. For now, you can listen to my beautiful voice and listen to me shiver in this ice box, man. I gotta say it at least one time every time. It's fucking crazy in here. Crazy. Crazy that it's warmer outside and it's like a storm right now. It's like I don't know, bro. I swear they're like just trying to cut back on the heat bill or something. All right, got a heck of follow-ups to make. Set up this new system with smartphone. That way we can cycle through these follow-up caller IDs. As opposed to messing around trying to, you know, download all these apps on my phone and delete these apps and like get charged unnecessarily. And a lot of these apps don't have the type of capabilities that I really need to be able to make these follow-ups. Like I want to just have 10 IDs on deck. And if it seems like one's going spam, I'll test it, call a couple people and it's like, okay, yeah, it's spam. Let me just hop over. Like I'll deal with it later. Let me just switch IDs real quick, which is what smartphone allows you to do. So this woman doesn't sound too motivated. How much are you willing to pay? Was her response. Told her it depends. Can you tell me a little bit more about it? She asked for a call back. Yeah, so no real motivation here, but let's connect. CDL, damn, you got a head start. I just woke up, haven't even had coffee. Oh, I got more than a head start than CDL. I've been up. What, 6 hours now? What I've drank a cup of coffee already, stretched, meditated, read, took my dog out in the storm, had him do his business, put up a little over 100 virtual driving for dollars properties, 102 to be exact. Just kind of cleaned up the CRM a little bit, and now I'm going to pound through these follow-ups. Hopefully this is going to be, yeah, okay, cool. No answer. I've had to void 3 contracts over the weekend. Damn, I got company over, so my routine is off. Yeah, I feel that. Dang, 3 contracts. Sorry to hear that. Push this one out a couple days. Like I said, didn't sound like too much motivation there, but worth reconnecting to confirm. All right. Next, Marcos. I believe actually, I don't know. Marcos was saying what? Marcos was saying he kept saying he was at work. Okay, I remember this guy. I'm not gonna call him right now because that was the reason why he was being weird the last time. He was like, I'm at work," and I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I just wanted to, call," I was calling around seeing if there's any interest in selling, and he was like, "I'm at work right now." I was like, "Okay, would you like for me to call you later?" Or it was like I said this the other time. It was almost like he didn't want to say out loud while he was at work, like, "Yeah, I want to sell." That was kind of the vibe I was getting, but uh, I will try him this evening. Hopefully, hopefully this video is saying the connection's unstable. Already in a contract. This one, Jared believes it belongs in the trash. I'm gonna give him one last call. Hopefully he didn't talk to him yesterday. Already on a contract. He was supposed to close in a month based on the last time or the first time we spoke with him. That was uh probably like late February, early March. He asked for a follow-up around March 14th to make sure it closes. Um, so Jared believes it belongs in the trash. I'm gonna give him another call. Say what's going on because I saw Jared left that note, but then I pulled it up on batch leads. He's still listed on title. So, hey James, James, how's it going? This is Derek. I believe you've been speaking a little bit with my partner about your place on Dolly Wright Streets. Just wanted to connect with you and see if you still had any interest in selling that place there. Oh, okay, that's right. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the note. He was mentioning that you were under contract with another party. Looks like you had asked that he follow up around mid-March to ensure that it closed. If you don't mind me asking, was it closed and funded? Oh, got it. Got it. All right, very good. Well, while I have you, would you happen to have any others aside from this one here that you might be looking to sell? No. All right. Well, I appreciate you taking the call. Congratulations. All right. You as well. Bye now. Um, that one's weird. He it didn't close and fund. He answered it twice. I said closed and funded. He says, yeah, it's funded. It's in the final stages. Let's just put it that way. So that shit don't close until the money is in the account. I've learned that the hard way. I hope that he doesn't have to learn the same way, but um, you know what I'm gonna do? So spoke with seller, said that it already sold and that it closed and funded, but also said that, quote, it's in the final stages. Let's just put it that way. Again, doesn't really mean shit. Um, sorry to be blunt and uh, excuse my French, but it's true. Again, learn the hard way. Think that it's going to close all the way up until the day of closing, and then all the financing fell through. My funding partner couldn't, yada yada yada. So what I'm going to do is to not like pester this guy. I'm gonna shoot him a text in like a week, just to give him that little out, just in case, because I don't want to hurt too much. If it does end up falling through, and then I just so happen to call him that day, and he's already all pissed off. I just want like something because he's not gonna save my number. You know what I mean? Um, And I feel like, and the reason I say that is because I feel like text is just like a little bit more permanent. You know, he may have the thought. Let's say it falls through at the end of this week. It was supposed to close. He said specifically call on 3/14, which is today. Um, so you would think that it was either supposed to close early this week or plan to close late this week. He says it's in the final stages. So I'll shoot him a text next week. I was gonna say, like, it'd be one thing if like he was supposed to close tomorrow or like he was supposed to close early next week and he's like, man, like I wish I would have saved that guy's number. Which one was it here? He's not gonna call through all of the probably hundreds of calls that he gets. Um, but rather if he had a text and be like, oh, let me just pull up my messages real quick. That's my thought at least. It's in the final stages, he says, CDL. Nothing to worry about. He was very confident, which is good, I guess. Rather him be confident in the decision that he made to sell and see it all the way through to the finish line as opposed to him be like, because I wouldn't wish that on any buyer for the seller to be like only halfway committed and entertaining these other offers. You know what I mean? It's kind of it's funny that I'm willing to follow up with this guy. I'm not gonna like again badger him and be like, hey, this is what could happen. This could fall through any moment now. Like he knows. At least I hope that he does, grown man. But oh, okay, yeah, this is the guy that I cold called the other like evening. That he has all these issues with his tenant and his legal issues with his sister, something like that. All the digging that I did, I see his name on title, only his name on title. I see his name on the tax records. And I also see that he owes like 6,000 in taxes or something like that. And he was like, if you can figure it out, if you can do all this stuff, I'll give it to you at a discount. And he was asking 120. I'm gonna need it at like 40, 50, to be quite honest. Max. The notes, I ran the comps on it. I said not only is nothing flipping in the area, at this size, the property's like over 2,000 square feet, and there's just no comps. It's like almost like he probably made an addition to the property. And I said there is new construction happening everywhere, but where this house is located, it's in like a random little cul-de-sac that backs a highway, like a major highway. Like if you're standing in the backyard and you look up, you can probably see like the highway right there, overpass. So that's gonna affect the value. And I'm taking everything at kind of a slight discount at that. But even then, single family homes like are selling for 350. There's one duplex that sold for like 500,000, but that I'm not sure about. It's an outlier, so I don't want to. I'm kind of taking it with a grain of salt. There's all the other ones, 395, 329, 355, and then lots are selling for 100, 85, 95, 81. So for an off-market deal, a buyer's probably going to want that same lot that all these lots are selling for between 80 to 100. They're probably going to want that at probably 70, 75 max. Then taking into consideration the cost to tear down this 2,000 square foot property plus an assignment fee to make it worth our time, I would think that we would need to be at no more than 40 to 50. Um, but I'll call the guy. I'll give him an offer. Let him know what I found. See what he's talking about. Had to cancel 3 deals because the sellers agreeing about using their own title company. No, no. Hey, George. George, how's it going? This is Derek. We had spoke the other day about your place over on Bassett Street. Yeah, did I catch you at a good time? Yeah, how you doing? All right, good to hear. Yeah, just wanted to reconnect. I know we kind of left off, I was just gathering the information, seeing if I could pass it along, seeing what I was able to find on my end. And I'll be honest, I'm still kind of a little confused about the situation that's going on, and seems like a lot. Uh, but based on what I've seen about like who is on title, I only see your name on the property that we were talking about there, and I also only saw your name. So we would only ever confirm, one way or another, whether you actually have the ability to sell based on what I see. I would think that you do, but either way, like I was mentioning on the last phone call, everything would be going through a title company regardless. So they're not gonna process the file if there's no um, if there's an ownership dispute, or if there's something that they recognize in the files or in the records at the county that would say that you're not allowed to sell the property. So one way or another, if we do end up moving forward, it would kind of be no harm, no foul, like I mentioned last time. If you're sure, sure. Mm-hmm. Yep. Uh-huh. Yep. Mm-hmm. 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 I wasn't following. It sounded like convenience. Uh, Oh, conveyance, conveyance. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Heirs, heirs. Mhm. Hey, hey. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. It's a great question. Uh, based on, what I'm hearing is and just to clarify, because I know that we're talking or we were talking 2 separate addresses, but that Uh-huh. Based on what that sounds like to me is that she granted you the property, signing over the deed to you. You would be the guarantee, uh, or yeah, yeah, and she would be the guarantor. That's what it sounds like to me is that she signed the property over to you. Does that sound like something that would have happened? Uh, Based on what I'm seeing, again, is that I see your name everywhere already. I don't know if where yeah, themselves. Yeah, does that sound familiar? That that's something that would have happened around that time, January 2022? Uh-huh. Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. And again, what I'm seeing is that your name is everywhere that it needs to be, and it's good that you have that. I would keep a copy of that regardless, just in case anything does pop up. But and that's talking about 8412, or was that 8402? Okay, okay. And but the one that you were interested in selling was 8412, correct? Okay, man, I think we were we got everything mixed up then. Because I was looking at 8412. So 8402 is the one that you're looking to sell. And I do see again, that's yeah, okay. And I do see your name there as well. But I can do a little digging when we're off the phone. But now just so that I understand, do you have a moment to kind of maybe let me check my notes because I just want to make sure that everything that you were telling me about the property can be applied to this one at 8402 as well. Uh, okay, okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay, okay. And then once everything, the dust kind of settled, then it was just like, okay, yeah, go ahead and put it back in my name. Got it. Got it. Okay, so I got my notes here. I want to again make sure that I'm looking at it correctly. So at 8402, you had kind of mentioned that a roof was replaced about 6, 7 years ago. Is that one for 8402 there? Okay, got it. And that's and now are you currently staying at 8402 or at 8412? Oh, okay. 12. Got it. And the other is occupied by some tenants. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, they're gonna pull all that, and if you owe any type of money, they're gonna yeah, they're gonna ding you for it. Right. Right. Got it. Okay, so that's where the lawyer came into play. You started to consult a lawyer because you just wanted to make sure that you were doing everything correctly and it wasn't gonna affect your Social Security benefits. Okay, okay. Uh-huh. Mhm. Got it. Mhm. Mm. Got it. Yeah, yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Got it, got it. Okay. Makes sense. That makes sense. I was unfamiliar with the other one out in Pearland, so that's yeah. No. Yeah. 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 Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. Right. Mm. Yeah. Okay. Okay. The majority. Right, right. Mhm. Okay. All right. Well, that makes a lot more sense. I'll tell you what, I was a little bit confused, but that's definitely cleared up for me. So I appreciate that. And I wish you the best of luck, with that Pearland one. And based on what I'm hearing, is that's kind of the bulk of the issue since it was, involving your brother who passed. Whereas this one is more like you were. Oh, and I remember you saying this on the last phone call that she's really doing it on this property as well, just out of spite. And there's no real. Yeah. Yeah. Legitimate, yeah. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, well, for the one at 8402, definitely interested in it. I'll be honest, I'm taking a look and uh, I am gonna have to pass the information back along to the underwriter, see, what type of offer they can come up with. Remind me again, did you have a number in mind for that one? Okay, okay. Well, yeah, I'll go ahead, pass it along, I'll take a look. Yeah, yeah, I appreciate that, and I tend to let everybody know as well. We are a team of investors, so we're not going to be the buyer for everybody, for every situation. And I'm always quick to recommend that you take a different route if it means, if it makes more sense for you. I just want to add value however I can. So I appreciate you letting me know. 80, pretty much anything less than 80 is just a no go. Oh, okay, okay, all right. Ah, yeah, yeah, okay. All right. And right. That makes sense. That makes sense. All right. Well, let me ask, I'm sure I said this last time, but just to kind of reiterate, we would be coming with a cash offer. So it would be kind of the one lump sum payment that it sounds like you're looking for, as opposed to payments over time. We would buy the property in its as is condition. So we wouldn't ask that you make any repairs or anything like that. And we would be willing to cover the closing costs or any of those fees associated with, closing the transaction at the title company as well. And with all that kind of being said, and if we were able to close on a timeline that worked for you, is there any wiggle room on that 120? Okay. 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 Well, and that's why I ask, I'll be honest, I talk with a lot of people and they say they're interested, and then when it comes time to that level of interest kind of fades away pretty quickly when they don't get that exact number that they're looking for. So I just want to, know, or rather, asking out of curiosity, if we were anywhere in that ballpark, could you do any better than the 120? All right. Yeah. Right. And let me ask, because I know that the team will ask me actually, if you don't mind sharing what those tenants are paying monthly. Okay, all right, right. Yeah. You like me, right? You too. I appreciate that. But, alright, that sounds good. I'll go ahead, I'll pass it al Hey, I agree with you there. You couldn't have said it any better. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. And I'll tell you what, yeah, we come across it, all too frequently, more frequently than you would think. So, we are familiar with, navigating these type of waters and, again, I just wanna add value however I can, even if we don't end up buying the property. I wanna be able to leave you with something, so that you can, maybe remember me down the line when you do decide to sell. Mhm. Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it's sad, and not to turn it around and share a personal story, but I am again familiar with it on a personal level as well. My grandmother passed just the other year, and my mom is going through a very similar battle that you are, and she said the exact same thing that you just did because it's her brother that's trying to claim that the will was illegitimate and that he deserves everything as opposed to just his fair share, but really all he wants to do is stay in the property because he doesn't have anywhere else to go. But instead of just going and talking to my mom and letting her know, "Hey, I'm in a tough place here," he goes behind everybody's back, he gets a lawyer, and he tries to do it, go about things the wrong way. And it's unfortunate because it is family, and you would think that those are the last people that would do something like that, but yeah, hey, absolutely, absolutely. And her thing is, she goes through the legal battle and wins, and they start fighting for, okay, well, what's everybody going to get? She says, I just want my fair share. I want what was promised to me when my mother passed away, which is 25%. It's her and her three siblings. So after all is said and done, she had the opportunity to take more, but she still walked away and said, "No, I didn't do this because, I wanted more. I was just doing it because it was the right thing to do. I wasn't going to let you take what was rightfully mine." And yeah, it's unfortunate. People don't have the foresight, or they don't think ahead enough to just say, "Hey, what if I just went and had that conversation? What would that look like? And how would me going and getting a lawyer behind everybody's back, how would that compare?" And yeah, it's easy for people like me and you to see it for what it is objectively, but when people, all they see is the green and the money like you're talking about, then their vision gets cloudy, unfortunately. Yeah, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you know. Exactly, exactly. All right, George. Yeah, I appreciate your time. I'll be getting back with you as soon as I can once I get word from, the underwriters here on what we can offer on that 8402. All right, talk to you soon. Bye now. He's really not motivated, to be quite honest. And he eventually said that once I started prodding him a little bit about his flexibility on the price. Uh, yeah, let me catch up here. Uh, yeah, let me catch up here. Unless that's annoying. Title companies like I mean, it's important to us, but it's like so unimportant to them. Like, what does it matter to you, really? But I got into my old batch account to pull 500 records. Okay, I hate batch. They locked me out of my account after I skip trace. Have you had that happen? No. It says that you might be signed in on two different devices. Oh, I have seen that, and don't let you sign in. I have seen that CDL. That's typically when I do accidentally have it open in two separate tabs or two separate windows. that's like such a I don't mean to insult you with the simplicity of this solution, but, I would check just to see if you accidentally have it somewhere, because that's what will happen to me. I'll get that, and I'll be like, "What are you talking about?" And then I'll go and I'll see my minimized window and then see that I am logged in on a different window. But then other times, and this is actually a recommendation, so I have Batch open right now. When you're in there, a lot of the stuff, a lot of, like, the tabs, like, so for instance, um, when you click into reports and then it drops down and gives you those sub kind of categories like import export, you can actually right click that, or if you're on a Mac, however you do that, however you have your little shortcuts set up. For me, it's, two fingers down clicking, and you can open that link in a new tab. So you can have two separate tabs open for Batch, but I would recommend that you try to do it like that, like specifically open up a separate tab by right clicking, or um, check to see if you don't accidentally have it open on two tabs. Because even me right now, I have it open on two tabs. I'm But anyways, but I have seen that CDL. Uh, I have seen that. Oof. And I don't usually. I typically use batchskiptracing.com for skip tracing, but they increased their prices. They or rather, they didn't increase their prices. They got rid of the ability to use discount codes. So now it is just strictly how, like, per records. I think you have to skip trace over like 10,000 in order to get like a 2 cent discount, like drop it down to 13 cents. So I actually now get a better deal of skip tracing through the batch leads dashboard, which is 14 cents. Um, so we'll utilize that until we go to skip trace, more than 10,000 records at a time, and then we'll probably go back to batch skip tracing. But other than that, I've never really skip traced from within batch leads. I'm always on batch skip tracing. Which ones that would have been great if we could hear the sellers. I know, Jared. I know, bro. I addressed that before you got in here. I apologize. Which one's that? Uh, that's the gentleman. Hey, Derek, how's it going? How are you organizing your leads when it comes to which lists you're following up on? What's up, Lorraine? Um, just set up Podio. Sorry for the light. I can see that it's bugging. I just set up Podio. So I was looking for a solution to follow up, how to follow up, because I was juggling like 5 different apps on my phone just for the ability to, like, one, put it on speaker, which is funny because I don't do that anymore. But I just wanted the ability to use my hands, be on my computer, take notes, you know. Like, some of these apps don't even allow you to put the phone on speaker, so that was a like kind of a must. Two, the ability to have more than one phone number, or more than one caller ID, because a lot of these you can only get one, and then that's your one for the month, and you can't replenish it or replace it until another month passes and you get billed on your cycle again. And yeah, just the ability to refresh caller IDs whenever I feel fit. Some of these